let's go through the patch, guys. Okay, the patch is very interesting. Not gonna lie, it's very interesting. This is great for all you utility haters, all right? Boxia reduced Boxia's damage. Boxia got nerfed. Reduced Boxia's damage, output, and jungling speed. Goes from 140 to 265 plus 120% magic power plus 6%. Goes to 120 to 220. But it drops by 20% magic power and 1% targets max HP. And there's a new effect. The max damage to creeps now got decreased by a lot. So that farming speed is completely chopped. Fredrin. Slightly reduced Fredrin's jungle clear speed and early game durability. 100 HP gone. We saw how much that could impact even Phobius right early on because you're up in front. Damage increase against creeps though from 200% to 170%, and then Akai as well. So all the meta utility have been taken out of the meta. Well, I don't know if it's taken out of the meta completely, but we'll get to, I think, another change that really makes it look like, or really tells us at least, that Moonton don't want to have utility jungles in MSC. We'll see that later. It's the battlefield adjustments for the jungle creeps again. So Akai, reduce Akai's jungling speed. It's all just about jungling speed here. I think the biggest one here is they did technically increase the damage, but once you basic attack against the mark targets, it removes the mark. So you don't keep the mark all throughout when you clear or when you deal damage to enemies. So it's kind of chopped for all of them, man. I think the lowest one is like Fredrin. The Fredrin nerf doesn't look like a lot, but it is substantial, especially if you take a look at the battlefield adjustment later on. Esmeralda. This is pretty big as well, man. If the assassin meta is coming back, this is quite massive. We might be seeing a lot more Esmeraldas. I mean, it's still conditional. Obviously, if you're up against Shred, you won't be seeing a lot of Esmeralda. But say you have a Harith on the enemy team with an assassin, which is probably going to be a pretty common composition with how the meta is shaping up to be. Maybe we see more like Lings and Hariths, Fanny and Harith, just like back in the day. So Esmeralda might come back with this base HP increase and with the physical defense at the start increased as well. Then we have skill 1 cooldown and even the base shield all increased, man. The slow effect is massive though. A 10% increase is quite big. Yeah, Esmeralda might be back, chat. And technically, with the assassins coming back, Boxia's out. I mean, a big reason as to why we don't see a lot of the Uranuses and the Esmeralda is because the Boxia's back in the jungle, right? You have anti-regen straight up. Now, it's not going to be as good. So, very good for all these sustain boys. No, now this is what I think is the biggest change in the patch, aside from the utility jungles being nerfed. Slightly increase the early to mid game gold from jungle area resources. Increase the base gold reward of Thunder, Fenrir, and Molten Fiend by 20%. So in the previous patch, I don't know if you guys noticed, right? It just doesn't matter a lot of times when you invade. Well, it don't matter as much. And it's like, maybe it's also because of the utility jungles, but it really comes down to just playing around neutral objectives. This feels like more of like a King Kong meta, dude. If you have good pathing, if you can just trade across the map, like say enemy goes for turtle, you just trade, no? You trade, you get camps, just like M6, and then you play strong side gold or something. The base gold reward for the Horn Lizard, Fire Beetle, and Lava Golem all got increased by 15% as well. So, what they're basically saying is farming junglers are going to be very, very good, right? And you can actually trade around. Now, coming to MSC, at least, we thought some teams were going to be clearly better than the others because, you know, they're better at utility jungles, and a lot of them aren't good on assassins. But now, we have to shift it to how good of an assassin player are you? And this also, chat, I think means that Hirara is prio. I'm just thinking about all the picks that we've seen in Wildcard that I personally didn't like because of the utility jungle still being great. But now with all the utility jungles getting nerfed and the jungle area creeps all getting buffed in terms of getting, like, I mean, the goal that you get from it, I think everything else that we've seen kind of prioritized the Fanny, Hirara. I don't know about the Link, but Fanny, Hirara comes to mind straight up because the Fanny, Hirara were already, and Yi Sun-shin, these three. But I don't know how good Yi Sun-shin is, just because against assassins, it might not be the best, right? You can just go for the chase. But if you're just farming, yeah, mobility is very important right now, and I think Hirara might be it. I know we joked on Hirara for the longest time, man, but with all the utility jungles taken out, Suyo, yes, Suyo, Hirara, Fanny, the three heroes, and the Yi Sun-shin. It really depends on how the Yi Sun-shin is against assassins, right? But yeah, Hirara jungle speed is so see, okay. So that's why, right? I agree with you. I still think Hirara jungle speed is kind of but now that you get so much more gold from the jungle, 20% for Thunder Fenrir and Molten Fiend, and an extra 15% from each of these Horn Lizard, Fire Beetle, and Lava Golem. That means you get your items quicker, and that means you clear quicker because you get more damage early. So genuinely, I see it. They didn't buff Hirara straight up, but they kind of just buffed all of the damage dealing jungles indirectly with the jungle area battlefield adjustments.